Welcome back in, my friends, to Fierce XP and American Truck Simulator, our company, which is called Fierce Freight. And actually, at the top there, you can see what our profit is for the last 7 days. And I don't really have a point of reference, but it seems like it's pretty good. Almost 62 grand for the week. We've been doing some big contracts, and it's been paying off. Our bank balance sitting at 45K. We're going to keep it going today. Now, I did learn my lesson, partly, I think, that no more jumping in and just grabbing a quick job. I get a little trigger happy just looking to dive in, but we got to make sure that we're operating responsibly. I got to check out our rest sort of windows, how much fuel we've got, where we want to be headed on a map more strategically. We just take a moment to think about things before we jump in. You might notice that it sounds a little bit different. I did get the new microphone and I did some testing. I think I'm happy with it so far, that it sounds a little bit more focused, a little more clear, sort of less ambient, less sort of tin noise. The other one maybe had. It's certainly got a warm tone to it. I haven't messed around with EQ or really any of the settings very much, but we'll just try this out, and I may tweak it a bit more down the road. Who knows? Hopefully it's a bit of an improvement. Man, even the video too. I saw some of the early videos in this series, and there was a discrepancy with our frame rate between, I think, the refresh on my monitor versus the game FPS or something, but it was really skippy. Like, it was kind of just hitching all the time, and it's so jarring. It's kind of unfortunate, but oh well, that's fine. Okay, well, that's good for an intro. Just get a couple things out of the way, especially the new mic. Pretty excited about. But there's not really, we checked in with a lot of our company details at the end of the last episode, so I don't think there's really much we need to go over there. Let's just refresh ourselves as to where we are. Oh, one more thing that I just thought of is I did try out keyboard and mouse. I did some testing because I wanted to see if it was better looking around, like if I could do it smoother within the cab. But it is viable. We could certainly play that way. But there was a couple reasons why I decided actually it's not better. And your camera's constantly moving every single time your mouse moves a millimeter, and the inputs are not as smooth, like steering, having to tap and stuff. So I was curious, satiated my curiosity, decided it wasn't better than controller for now. But I was also thinking about, it's kind of tempting, maybe we'll go to the wheel at some point. I'd have to really switch up my setup at my desk, just sort of my gaming station, but that's doable. We might at some point down the road. When I played casually, I just found it's more of a hassle. If I'm playing for a few hours, I don't want to be sitting at a wheel as opposed to just feet up, controller on the lap. But this is different, where we're engaging in a really intentional way and locked in. So I might actually really enjoy it. And we'll see if that comes into the series down the road, but not yet. Okay, let's take a look. We're in Grangeville, Idaho. Just finished up a delivery there. And I think as a general rule, we wanted to head east. I'd love to see Montana, Wyoming. Let's go on a tour to earn a bunch of money and then come full circle and maybe back to Idaho and see what the next step's going to be. I mean, another thing that I had thought between episodes was maybe I'd actually like to get a trailer. Instead of expanding the garage, getting a new employee, is the direction I was planning on going. But I've also talked about wanting to get a trailer at some point, and I really feel like the roleplay aspect, the realism and stuff, that it's a natural next step that we would have our own trailer as an owner-operator. And we just start with the basic little dry van, even just like the stock one. But then part of the appeal of going this route is that you can do so many upgrades on it. Obviously paint job, but getting more axles, making it longer, getting lights and stuff upgraded on it. Like, the upgrade part would be fun too. So I think I would like to get into trailers sooner than later, even though I think it's not necessarily the most viable, like min-maxing, most profitable business, but that's not the most important part of this. But if any of you have thoughts on that, feel free to share which direction you'd want the company to go. Fortunately, we don't have to make that choice yet. So I think the first thing we're going to do, we'll hop in the truck here. We've got 8 hours till we want to sleep. It's 8 in the morning. But we've been talking forever about getting out of this sleep cycle that we're in. So let's get it done right now. We're going to pop out and get to this rest station. We're going to rest twice, I think. So we're going to get hit with some loan payments in that time, but that's okay. And we're going to get into a bit more of a standard daily rhythm. Another thing you might notice is I did come in quickly and change up my mirrors, as well as like the field of view and that kind of thing. Got rid of the digital mirror in the top right. We'd used that as a crutch for quite a while. It was nice, but I'm ready to rely on the actual mirrors. It's hard to zoom in and keep it steady, but those hood mirrors actually work really nicely, and we're going to have to rely more on our right mirrors there, in a more natural way. But I did adjust them all. I think we can see more of the interior now, like more of the cabin, the console, the interface, with just a wider view. More of the windshield, all of that. And I'm going to try not to center the camera so often, because I think it is jarring when I'll show you right now. Like that is, it's kind of gross, right? So it's tempting. Like I do it so much in a lot of the first episodes. Wow, that's a bad blind spot on the right there. Okay. I like to have it centered after looking around and stuff, but I think I'll just not worry about it. Like as long as it looks pretty normal, just leave it where it is. Well, we'll see. I'll probably forget about that at some point soon. I'll still be doing it. And we'll fuel up while we're here. Make sure that we're fully ready to head off to a work day. I did look at my mods, and the only two that are active right now are real world business names and billboards. Hopefully it's the right one where, I don't know, everything is looking okay. Everything's real life versions. And delivery times extended so that it gives us more flexibility. Everything else I disabled, and I'm really glad to see the maps working properly with the yellow roads. And if any of you have mods that are like must-have mods, I'm happy to at least consider it and look into them. I can't guarantee we'll implement them. I want to keep it pretty vanilla for the most part, but it's possible. Incorporate some of those. Okay, so let's knock out a couple of rests here, and then we'll start looking into what jobs we're going to do. And there goes the loan installment. Okay, it's 6 o'clock at night. It's raining. Perfect time to sleep. 4 a.m. That doesn't exactly seem like a normal time of day of what we were trying to accomplish there. We could rest once more. What would that make it? Sorry, I was just trying to figure out my wipers there. That would make it noon. I guess that's not the worst thing. Should we do that? And then we get 13 hours to sleep, so we'd be able to drive until 1 a.m. You know what? We'll do it from here. It's going to be light within like the next hour, right? So let's just kick off from here. Let's see if there's freight going out of Grangeville. Some heavy equipment, for sure. We're thinking Montana would be great, or Wyoming in particular. Okay, there's Grangeville, heading to Helena. A reasonable rate there, nothing special about this one. 13 grand. Okay, none of that's too bad. How come we can't... Oh, we never discovered Lewiston. You know what? Maybe we're just going to free roam to Lewiston. Because I'm not crazy about any of those freight jobs. Lewiston's so close by that let's go discover it. And we'll check out the freight jobs there. Let's see if there's anything... Okay, here's something here. That's a dealership, probably. Let's go discover it and see what kind of freight's heading out of there. Right. Pay attention getting out of here. Okay, looks good. Yeah, I'm liking this new view, I think, for the most part. A little bit more visibility, it feels like. We've got just over an hour to get to Lewiston. And then I'd love to pick up a big... speeding a little bit. Pick up a big job. Like, I mean, ideally something where we can make 20 grand or something, but, you know, it doesn't have to be that. It could be as long as it's over 10 grand. So if we did get a dry van, it would really restrict us with the types of cargo we could take. There'd be a little less variety at that moment, but I think I would be okay with that. We could always still jump out and do freight jobs for the variety. And also, I think the plan would always be to upgrade to different trailers, like to get our own lowboys and our own flammable carriers and stuff. It's just a bit slower progression as you work from buying trailer to trailer. But I'd be okay with that. It's a little bit more of a slow burn, but it feels a little bit more, maybe not more, but a different type of realism approach. It would certainly make all deliveries fairly easy, just by having a standard trailer at all times. It's not necessarily the worst thing as we open up our map, and a lot of this early stuff is, of course, earning money, but at the same time, exploration. Whereas maybe later on, we've explored a great deal, and we're just, I don't know what mid to late game would look like, but we might be looking for really challenging, kind of obscure, unique jobs that we think are going to be difficult to complete, but we want to see if we can. Maybe that kind of thing. Sun's just starting to peak up. Sorry, folks. Oh, another one. Okay. Trying to have smooth inputs and forgetting to turn. This all looks familiar. We took this in as we were coming into Grangeville. And we drove right past Lewiston, but not in it. Not into it, where we had discovered it. It's a good thing we got in our cargo and are into an intersection like that relatively quick. So I think we're getting off up here. Yeah, we can bypass. It's good. Oh, we can turn left right off of this little interstate, which we don't actually want to do. Well, Okay, it's a Western Star dealership. We should go discover that. Now I'm remembering that was part of the purpose we identified that. I think I can see my blind spots pretty well there, just with the use of the mirrors. Nice and smooth. Alright, what's there to discover here? I do really like Western Star. Not be opposed to looking at one of those trucks in the future. Well, I guess we can have a little peek right now. Let's just see what a new truck runs at. Gets a little over 100 grand. Oh, it's closed. Okay. And that's loud. Not meant to be at the moment. Okay. Got that done. It's good. Discovered. So Lewiston, there's really not much here, but you know, we should still get it. See if there's anything appealing that's heading out east. This might be a little hard to make a left here. A crazy intersection. We're gonna maybe just have to be a little bit aggressive. Okay, that was doable. I think. Didn't cut anyone off too badly. We're gonna be taking a right here. So my hood mirror shows me my right blind spot nicely without having to look to my right. So we're gonna stay straight. Whoa, what is this? These horses? What were those? Those are like mannequin horses? Oh, on the left side there too. Okay, it's like a cowboy with a horse. I guess that's what Lewiston is known for. I thought I was tripping out. Like, what are those things? There's some heavy industry that goes on here, and I think I saw a welcome sign sort of there. And we got it discovered. So actually, before we really make it in here, I think let's take a look at the freight market. We can now determine what's heading out. Ooh, wow, that's a big one. Heading up to the Sandpoint. We're not ready for anything super big like that. Okay, there's an amazing mileage rate. Just kind of squeak into the beginning of Montana. We might do that. Unless we got. Haven't been to Pocatello. That rate is a lot lower though. Billings. So it's really this one at $50 per mile. And it's only 30,000 pounds. So what is this? AI? Oh, it's a yard truck. Okay. But it's fragile and high value. I think we gotta do it, right? It's a lot of money. Okay, we got 5 hours until the offer expires, and the trip time is only 4.5 hours. Seems pretty quick. Okay, let's get it on the GPS. Let's go grab it. Zoom out, just see where that's gonna take us. Wow, it's got a port. Am I hearing music? Like, is there a radio playing in game? Am I tripping out? I don't like the blind spot on my right side there. My, I don't know what you would call it, but the arm, essentially, like the mirror area, blocks incoming traffic a fair bit. I don't know what to make of that, if I should adjust it or not. Okay, check my left, looks okay. Make sure we're not cutting anyone off. Cruise control is our best friend. Let's not get any tickets this early. And we're close by. Looks like it's just on our right here. We'll have to watch out for some unique spots that really stand out to us, that are impactful, to use in the thumbnail. That was great. In the last episode, we stopped on that bridge. It was in the middle of the night, so we had to change the time to daytime. But it turned out to be a nice photo. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the episode, but I want to wait till we get out onto the open road. Okay, I think I see our trailer there. And there she is. Seems like a great job. 12 grand? Okay. Sorry about that. It's kind of weird. Like, real life, okay, we're going to grab this trailer. Real life often dictates that I've got to pause for a second. Sometimes guests have questions or just different things that come up, let alone just letting out my dog or he's ready to play. So I quickly pause at times, and I got to figure out what to do with that, because maybe I should be doing some basic editing or something out of respect to the viewer, but I apologize for sometimes having some quick cuts like that. Anyway, we'll get going here. Let's take a quick look at our route. Picked up this good job. I think it's going to get us about 12 grand. We're going to cross over into Montana for the first time. This is an all new road, basically, once we get onto 12. So that's what I wanted to see. We're going to be hitting 12, really curvaceous road. Solid. Then straight into Missoula. We're actually not really going through any towns between here and there. It's not too long of a trip. And we're all fueled up. We're all rested up. Ready to hit it. And by the way, this is only, where's the cargo details? Anyway, I thought there was a different screen that comes up, but it's only 29,000 pounds. Okay. Nice and easy. We've somehow managed... Yeah, I missed this light because I was messing around so much. Oh, well. I'm kind of surprised we haven't gotten into any accidents yet. We've had some close calls. Was it in the last episode there was a guy on the freeway? We were just merging, and he all of a sudden just stopped right in the middle of the highway. Eventually popped on his four ways. We almost hit him. Thankfully avoided it. That was our first time into Lewiston. We continue to discover more and more places in Idaho. And of all the states, I would like to try to focus there when possible, to unlock lots of the roads, to explore, and see how close we can get to 100% eventually. Wondering what Montana's going to be like. I think it's going to be pretty vast. Like, If anything, maybe almost a little empty. Whereas, I don't know what my Wyoming is known for. I think there's really good hunting, so big rolling hills, but not so much forest, right? Maybe kind of. I don't know. I don't know the Northwest very well. Actually, to be honest, I don't even really know the states that well. Probably better than the average person. Still not that well. Beautiful sun, just starting to climb into the sky. Day's just getting started here. Check our left mirror. We're good. No one trying to merge. We probably should be in the right lane. Excuse me. Just out of respect, that's common road rules, right? That, oh, all trucks left lane. Also assign watch for wildlife. Why would it be all trucks in the left lane? That seems counterintuitive. Okay, we gotta pull in here. This load should be no problem. Not gonna give us any trouble. This happened last time too. It's like, okay, couldn't quite hit the spot or something, but we got it. All right, what's this entry gonna be like? Looks clear, I think. Yep, good. Glad those cars are using the right lane, kind of respecting the way station. Okay, we keep going through this interchange here, and I believe this is where we get on to number 12, and this will be uncharted territory. Yep, road sign showing 12 to Missoula. And up to 65 is great to see too. But there was a lot of curves in this road, so I suspect we'll have to manage our speed a fair bit. Ooh, okay. Big slow down there. Is this new? Or is it, is there another bridge back that way? Because I seem to remember coming across this bridge. Well, actually, I want to take a quick look. Yeah, I think it was back there. There was a bridge that we went across. We haven't been down here yet. $55 probably makes a little bit more sense for a smaller county or country road like this. No wonder it's so curvy. It's got to manage its way around all this landscape. Bodies of water. I don't know if you call those mountains or not. Like, say, on our left side there's some pretty good peaks. I guess those would be mountains, right? Not hills. Just trying to remember my cruise control settings, adjusting them up and down. 3.5 hours. Guys, I gotta seriously apologize. I wanted to do it in the video. That last one, it was horrifying to me. After I saw the video, which kind of happened after I published it, and I had thought nothing of it. I was like, oh, sweet, I think that one went fine. But I go on this big rant about YouTube, and which I thought is pretty interesting, because coming from both a consumer, longtime consumer, and now having this little sneak peek into publishing and, you know, posting some little videos and just learning a lot about the platform, not just the technical side, video and audio, but how to commentate and I don't know just what to emphasize or all kinds of stuff that sort of learn. And I don't know, it was just a bit of hypocrisy, I guess, that struck me. Certainly contradiction where on one hand I'm bragging that I never ask for engagement. And part of that's true, I think, with subscriptions and likes, that I haven't and don't plan to. But then on the other hand, I've probably asked like 20 times or something crazy for comments. It was like probably almost 10 times in that last video alone. I was like, oh my goodness, it's so stupid. But I hope you know where I was coming from, sort of what my intentions were, where basically it was almost like declaring or defining to myself that I'd rather be a small channel that's not even monetized. Oh, hang on a second. Okay, brutal. Someone at my front door. Okay, we gotta pull into this way station. Anyway, I'd rather just go about my business, make sure that I'm being honest and true to myself, and having fun and all that, than play the game or try to, I don't know, play the algorithm. So when I'm asking for comments, it's just out of genuine interest. Like, as I said, I'm learning, basically everything still. I've only been doing it for a month, and so feedback is so appreciated so that I kind of know what to do more of or less of or whatever, different stuff. And then the other part is genuinely wanting to make the series ours. Like, in one of the previous episodes, I was wanting to talk to my truck, and so I thought, well, we should name it, right? Well, I think it'd be fun if you guys named it, or I had asked for name suggestions, or so there's always going to be those moments where I can't help myself where I'm like, hey, what, I don't know, was there a time where you crashed your truck because you fell asleep while you were playing, or asking sort of favorite content creator, all kinds of different stuff, right? And so I won't be able to even help it. That's like happened unconsciously throughout that video. But I wanted to apologize for what seemed like an obvious contradiction. Anyway, we won't belabor that point. I don't even want to really touch on that topic as a whole, going forward, hopefully. And how about this for a little reset? Look at this river here. Okay, what would be a good shot? I love this scenic here, like this sight line. Maybe we get a little bit of a close up on the Peterbilt. And I want kind of the rocks. Okay, that's pretty solid. Let's do that. Maybe that'll be the in the thumbnail. You know, one of the challenges I think that I realized in a long series is, how am I going to keep myself from not repeating stories? Like, I'm pretty sure that I touched on before the fact that I have been through Montana in real life. I was like 12 years old. Family drove through. We were on a road trip to the West Coast. Look at this guy taking in the scenery on the right. Good call. Yeah, he might be down there. Well, could be anything. Pissing or fishing. Or just getting a drink. It's fresh spring water. But anyway, I have been to Montana, and the one memorable thing that I could draw from that experience was we went fly fishing. Man, this is unbelievable. This road right here. I would love to take this more often. This might be one of my favorite vistas that I've seen in this game up until now. Driving through this valley. Oh man, with these rivers, streams, creeks. And this road is perfect. It's so forgiving. It's a nice, just chilled clip. What an amazing game. So we went fishing. Didn't know what we were doing, just kind of messed around, going through the motions. And fly fishing, at least the basics, it's all I knew, where you just like flip around the line and whip it back and forth and let it sit out there and see if something happens. I don't think we caught anything, but it was still awesome. I did a lot of fishing growing up, and it is weird that it's like it taps into our lizard brains, right? Like the feeling of having a fish on the line when you are fishing is it's like metaphysical or something. Like it's weirdly, it's the craziest. Dopamine hits, and the anticipation, it could be anything. It could be a giant, it could be a tiny one, but and it's also because it's so rare. Like fishing's hard. You go fishing for an entire day and just not catch anything. So it's really impactful, or it's exciting when you do get something. But it's certainly not for everyone. I mean, the vast majority of people have no interest at all in fishing. So obviously it doesn't tap into what I was alluding to, like some prehistoric biology or something. It's just not true for most people, but there is something cool about it. And my favorite version of it was always small lakes up north where you could essentially see your lure. A lot of times you could even see the fish, but it was so much more visceral. Like, I don't know, you could see a fish strike it, let alone feel it. Versus the worst version of fishing in my mind is out on the ocean or a big lake, and I live on like a big lake, but you just troll around with rods in rod holders, wait for it to like snap over, and then grab it and reel it in. Like you're not even really fishing, you're just you're just floating around waiting for a strike, and then you just pull it in. You didn't do anything. Versus fishing a small lake, like especially bass fishing, I guess, but also pike and even panfish and all sorts, where you're having to cast and jig and like stop and go, using spinners and top baits, all kinds of lures. It's so much more engaging. It's a fun practice in and of itself. A lot of good memories fishing when I was young, and was glad that I had a dad who taught all that stuff and got me out all the time, learned how to clean fish. And so it was always the most rewarding thing to eat the fish, right? That was like the purpose. Like, well, it's fun to catch fish, but then the final reward is you eat what you brought home. Most of the time we did that. That's probably a bit of a lost thing now, right? And when I think of how old I was at that time, like roughly what ages, and kids today who are that age, it feels like their head's just buried in an iPad. I know it's not always true, but look at this little town. Touristy town. Actually, we're not necessarily going to do a screenshot, but let's have a little peek around. Like these are like log structures. And what is all this? Like tourist centers. Maybe you rent cars over there or something. I don't know. We're still just over an hour out. What a great drive, as I said. Like even now, these roads are just perfect. It's a breath of fresh air, because it just feels like the open road. Because it's not even like interstates or highways where you just constantly like intersections, road signs, big like clover leaves, and kind of traditional highways. No, this is not that. Okay. we gotta pull in. This is interesting. It's across the road. Where is it? Yeah, I think straight ahead. This is weird. I don't know if I've done this before, where it wasn't on the highway. We still have to pull across there and weigh in, but we're happy to do it. Look at that trailer on the right. So what? That's like a. Is that like a grain bin? Love to get something. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let's double check behind us. Missed my entrance. Sorry, everyone. Just give me a minute. Beautiful. Second time's a charm. Yeah, we're coming. I wonder how often trucks in real life have to hit weigh stations, check compliance. It's obviously a thing. I've seen them on highways here, but... Okay, beautiful. Getting pretty close. 1 hour. Let's see if we are still on Highway 12. I'm not sure. Or if that changes into something new. No, it's still 12, looks like. Should we get gas? No, we don't need any. Green light. Yep. And then I think from here, at least right now, I'm down to do a longer episode. We'll get ourselves situated. We're going to have to rest, so we'll sort that out and then maybe hit up another job. Keep trying to go east, deeper into Montana. It's another one that I'd love to hear from you guys is episode length. I feel like there's a good argument both ways, where sometimes you just want to settle in and take in a good long episode and see lots of stuff get done. On the other hand, lots of people, they may not have like an hour and a half to just sit and watch, and they would like a 30 to 40 minute episode is easier to digest. I get that too. Should probably get in the right lane, but there's a lot of traffic coming by here. Wow, it's only noon, like 11:50, but I feel like it's just got a good bit darker. It's at least a fair bit overcast at the moment. Some tourists, maybe. I don't know if that's a local bus or a what do they call them when they go like city to city? Express bus or something? Oh man, I discovered something new today in American Truck Simulator. There's a content creator, and I did get his name this time. It's A. Salvatore. He's pretty amazing. Really high quality videos, does a lot of editing. It's pretty impressive. And they're pretty short, so it respects your time, like under 10 minutes, and covering all sorts of topics about all of the truck simulator world. So ATS, ETS, really. But one of the things that he was talking about was eye tracking and how he had implemented it not too long ago. And rather than buying expensive hardware, like eye tracking hardware and software, like a package, apparently you could just use a webcam. There's a piece of software, I think it's called Beam, and I haven't really looked into it too much yet, but I from what I understand, you can just buy it on Steam. It's like $30. It's not that bad. I do have a webcam. I just have to do a bit of setup, testing. But maybe we'll do that at some point later down the road in this series to keep like... Oh, there goes our loan installment. But, you know, just as a way of leveling up and innovating and switching things up in the series, might be worth it. So we'll see. I'll maybe look into it a little bit more. And I think there's actually even a way to test it for free. I thought he said something about that, where you can get like 2 or 3 hours with it. So maybe that's what I should start with, if that's possible, and just see if I can get it all to work, and the plugin to integrate into ATS. I know it does work, like it's totally possible. It's just a matter of whether I can get it figured out. I kind of alluded to it, but I probably just need to reinvent my whole gaming station. It's great. I've had it whatever, like this for years, and as I said, I live alone, and so I'm free to just do whatever I want. But I probably should reinvent things a little bit, especially if we integrate the wheel. I've also thought about whether or not I should switch up my monitors. Like, I've got multiples and I play on ultra wide, and it's kind of a little bit of an issue where I opted to record in ultra wide rather than downscaling, either in post-production or in game or whatever, like to restrict it to 1080p. And it's obviously more demanding on my hardware, and it's also maybe not as good for the viewer. Not really sure, but I've thought about that down the road maybe I would just use one of my really good standard aspect ratio monitors instead for gaming. Just kind of standardize things a little bit. It's kind of the fun in all this, in a way, is tinkering. I mean, I don't like to do it too much, and it's always... learning can be challenging, but I like the idea that there's plenty of things that I could try that remain to keep it interesting, or might be opportunities to level up. Looks like there's a photo opportunity on our left. Certainly going to try to hit that up. Slow through here. Let's make sure that we're not speeding. Okay, so it's on our left. Let's take a look. Missoula County Courthouse. It's a bit of a long shot, but we're going to take it. And we get the trophy. And let's have a peek out our window. Looks pretty historic. So we're going to drive all the way through town here. Looks, we can see the destination up there on our right. I wonder how big this is for Montana, if it's one of the bigger cities. Kind of looks like it. Oh man, was that in the last episode? I think it was, where it was near Coeur d'Alene, and we took a path where we had so many red lights. And I think it's actually somewhat common in this game, right? It's just been a while since I played it, and especially when you are going through LA or San Francisco, any of the real big places, you're just going to have a lot of traffic lights. I just kind of forgot about how tough it can be to make it through town. So I'm not sure if our mod is working, like the real world signs and businesses and stuff. It looks like there's, I'm kind of guessing that these are vanilla names in game, which is fine. That's not a big deal, but I'm just kind of noticing that. Okay, there's our spot up there. Looks like a back in. Get to complete this solid delivery. Look how much time we have. 26 hours. That's why I love that mod so much. Oops. Yep. Sorry about my dog. It's really not good for recording. I have so many disruptions probably. Maybe someday I would have to do a separate room or something. This is not a good job, but we'll do a quick correction. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, let's do this. And should have it close enough. It's not good, but just get this green. Maybe? Oh, man. Oh, I'm gonna have to, like, cut this out. Maybe I actually will. I was distracted. Alright. This should be good. Just ease it in there. I promise the next one will be better. Okay. Then we got it. What was it? 12 grand. Probably not going to level up here, but that's a really solid chunk to the point where maybe one more big delivery would get us the level up. So we're going to take a look and we're going to get rested up, make sure that we're ready to take on another job. And then I think we will. Maybe not too crazy of one. We're at the 53-minute mark. So we got time for one more. Just maybe not a huge one. Okay. So the first thing we should do, get rested up. I think we only had about 5 or 6 hours left until we had to sleep. So we broke into Montana, and the world is our oyster. We got so much ground to cover heading east. So there should be lots of opportunities. Why don't we could go to that one. Or do we go back this way? Ooh, there's a Kenworth. Okay. Well, let's head back that way. Discover that. And rest up. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling it right now. I'm gonna keep going. The bank is growing. We're at 53K. Maybe we can get another one done. I remember looking at the time on the recording. I think when we picked up our load, it was 21 minutes. So that was right around a half an hour. Which makes sense. If we do another delivery, it's probably right around that half-hour mark. Ooh, go. We have to go right back through town here. So that's fine. It's good with me anyway. I don't know. Be about an hour and a half. Ooh. Aw. It was close. I've got a big decision coming up later this year. Well, not necessarily later this year, but I was tentatively thinking about getting my dog fixed. So he is about 2 years old now, and it's been hard to house train him. He's doing better and better all the time. He's so smart, so obedient. Like, he's fantastic. But he does have strong instincts to mark stuff. And I'm not sure. I don't know how much of that is linked to, all of his hormones by not being fixed. So it is somewhat tempting to go that route and just get it done. At the same time, I don't want to bother. I don't want to put him through that. And I feel like, we're okay. We can manage. It's not that big a deal. He doesn't hump people. At least that's a big plus. But let's be real. He does hump the crap out of my cat. I'm always chasing him down, like telling him to stop and leave her alone and stuff. He just can't help himself. So that would make that behavior chill out too. So I don't know. I think it's also gotten a little bit better with age. Dogs, they're basically in a puppy stage for at least a year and a half. They're kind of still puppyish. The amount of energy they have and demeanor and stuff. And especially when you get into kind of 4 years old and onward, they really settle in and mellow out and tend to become more and more manageable. So he's still young at 2 years old, and it does get continually better, I think I'm finding. And we just keep getting closer and closer too. I've only had him about a year and a half. Had a Shih Tzu before him. Her name was Lucy. She lived until 14 or so. That was tough. It was tough losing her. But the most sensible thing to mourn her, like to move on, was to get a new one. Again, living on my own, it's so valuable. Having the little furry companions. And even though I like all kinds of dogs, there's really no wrong answer. Like, even pit bulls, like any kind of dog, I'm a fan. But really, my preference, it's kind of odd, but it's small dogs, because they can jump on you, and they're just indoor dogs. They're always clean, and you can just be around them easier versus kind of a farm dog, an outdoor dog. There's certain appeals and advantages to that, but at the same time, they're always jumping in ditches and, and like marshes and coming back muddy and stuff. And so then you don't want them jumping on you. And it's like, well, then, okay, you can't even have kind of any little moments of affection between them because you just don't want them to jump on you. I don't know. Like I said, I think there's pros and cons probably to both. Okay, let's check out this Kenworth dealer. Is Kenworth, was that the one that we saw that was like a big manufacturing plant? Oh, you know what? We're gonna go in here. We're not gonna spend a lot. We're trying to save. But I do want the cab deflector. What do we got? We got 4 hours to sleep. We got time to do this. Okay, truck configurator. It's a good time to check in on this. Let me just kind of switch over to the mouse here. Okay. Still just day cab. We need level 10. We're a long way off. What chassis? It is a bigger gas tank, but I don't want to move away from the 6x4. Not yet, anyway. We'll see what other options become available. Also, we can't afford. Basically, these first 4 options are all really expensive. Just dreaming. So we've currently got the Pacer, PACCAR, 405. How much are these? If we were at, 20 grand? Like, even for, there's not that much of a price difference between a small step up and a big step up. But we don't need that. We're running okay with everything. Maybe it'd be nice to have a 13 speed down the road, and that's not that big of a price difference. And we can see in the top right, it helps with normal cargo, maneuverability, uneven terrain, and no disadvantages. It's about $7,000 though. Okay, it's good to know. Oh, I'd love to update our paint job. Actually, let's dream a little bit. So lots we haven't unlocked. How do we let's rotate a little bit, get kind of a side view here. Oh man, like a bison. Oh, there's a bunch of animal ones. Oh yeah, freaking wild Mustang, better believe it. Okay, that's a little bit loud. Okay, it's tasteful, I like that. Who on earth is picking this? Like, you're going to driving school? Yeah, no, thank you. There's a lot of these that don't necessarily appeal to me, but that's pretty slick. I think I like that too. Imagine if you had a matching trailer. Just this sweet retro stripe all the way down. And how much are these? They're all like 20 grand. I like this too. Cream. Even these ones, they're, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's like a Christmas gift or something. Like there's holiday stars, but it's cool effects though. Kind of subtle. And who knows what's left to unlock here. There's a lot of them still that are mysteries. But we're going to leave that for right now. We're just targeting a couple key things. One of them might be the mirror. So no difference to our interior. We could get this. How much is it? It's only $185. So yeah, we're getting that. What else is down here? Wheel. I might be up for switching up the wheel. What is SCI? Is that a brand of wheels? Like, I kind of want. Isn't there a Peterbilt one? What's these originals, right? Well, it's just that one, the Prestige. I kind of like the Peterbilt one. Okay, we'll just leave it. Whatever. Maybe we'll switch that up at some point. But let's take a look at the main reason we're here. Cabin deflector. Bam. Yep. I kind of wanted to get rid of the horns anyway. Whoa, that's super vertical. It kind of looks I don't know, disproportional. Like I was kind of expecting. I guess it's a short area, so it has to get vertical, but I'm used to them kind of being a little more gradient or something, but we're getting it. Oh, no, okay, we're not doing those. We already got that. So there's going to be some wheel stuff we can do, I believe. Let's see what else. Front bumper. Ooh, bull bar. It's kind of nice. It's also very expensive. Do we want that? I don't think we can afford it yet, guys. Okay, how do I get rid of it? X. Okay. We're getting a couple little perks here. It's fun, but without breaking the bank. How much is this? Too much, right? 500? And it's not dramatic enough. We're gonna get all this stuff, like whatever we want, but not yet. We're still a little too early. Ooh, but the mud flaps, I do remember seeing that. I think so. Let's switch it up. We'll do white. They pop out a little bit more. They're dirt cheap. We like cheap. Anything new with like the mirrors? No. Level 7. We see some new ones. What on the back side? This is the beacons, right? Okay. Ooh, something back here. Let me look around. Okay. What's this? Ooh. Wait, what? So what is the current exhaust? Like, where does the exhaust come out now? I don't know, but we absolutely are paying for this thing. Oh, yeah. Guys, right? We can afford that. That's a pretty big transformation with the tunnel cover thingy and this majestic chrome exhaust pipe. Okay, we're gonna spend 5,500. Give it to me. Thank you. Kind of hurts a little bit, but look at this though. Oh yeah, moving up in the world. You just gotta soak it in for a second. It's coming together, guys. And imagine when we've got a trailer that's always hooked up that kind of matches with it. Looking good. Okay. We're going to go pay for this stuff pretty soon. Okay. I'm going to go here. Yeah. Let's go rest. Why isn't that letting me? Okay. Got 4 hours. Let's go get rested up. I don't know why it's so loud outside of the truck. I'm sure I can change it in the settings. Stay outside for just a minute here as we get to our rest stop. Soak in our new truck a little bit. I want to see what it looks like with a dry van attached. Might even look better, a little bit more proportional. That big bubble on top. Whoa. I meant to turn on my blinker there, but I think I hit the e-brake. I don't know what happened. We're just testing it, doing a systems check. Okay, let's... we'll fuel up after. We're just going to scooch in here and do a little swing around. So what time is it? We're going to wake up, and it's going to be nighttime, so we're going to rest twice, probably. Let's check it out. Okay, midnight. Let's go daytime. What time we got? Yeah, perfect. 10 a.m. Let's grab some fuel, and then look at the freight market. Shouldn't be too expensive. $4.83, that's a good price. It's the lowest I can remember seeing. I remember seeing $6.67 and then $5.51. So that was solid. All right, time to have a look. Let's grab something based in a Missoula, ideally. Whoa, look at that price on this. Flammable 3 trailer, 46,000. We don't have time to do that though. Oh man, we're going to at some point. Back to Washington, down to Utah. That's not too bad. That's a big drive, big load. I don't think we have time for this. You go back to Grangeville. Another one for Grangeville. Yeah, those are drastically different areas. Which one's longer? 241, 173? Huh. Well, maybe this one is worthwhile doing. It's still $48 per mile. It's going to be a challenging trailer, which I'm up for taking. Oh, 90,000 pounds. Never mind. We cannot do that. Oh, here's a little one, but it would be might be a challenging trailer. Whoa, that's so short. Okay, we haven't been to Pocatello. It's a 6-hour drive. It's also a crazy trailer. That's a very short one. Pretty light. I mean, it's a little underwhelming, I gotta say. It's probably not even worth it. I was gonna take that, but I'm trying to find 90,000 pounds. I think it's too intense, right? So what if we did this one? That's doable. 12 grand, 44,000. It's certainly worthwhile. I don't know if it was like the most ideal delivery, kind of based on everything we wanted to do heading east. I don't know what to do there. I mean, we could also just free roam to a different town, like just go discover something like Butte. There's a lot of stuff to see there. Because we did want to head east. Could also go north to Kalispell. You know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to go north and we're going to catch these spots here. I'm actually going to create a little waypoint and then we're going to get into Kalispell. We're going to check out what that is. And that's it. We'll just discover this. We can stop off at this gas station, kind of to wrap things up or something to start our next episode. But we're going to go discover more of the map rather than worrying too much about the delivery. I mean, is there anything? Maybe we should just check again, see if there's anything going to Kalispell. But I'm okay with just free roaming. We'll get some experience and set ourselves up better. I don't want to settle having to take jobs when it doesn't accomplish our... Ooh, there's some. Missoula, Kalispell. It's a terrible price, but why not bring something with us, right? 2,200? Let's do it. It's only 2,400 pounds. Beautiful. We'd probably almost get more XP free roaming, but we do need to make money, and we just spent 5,500 bucks. So even 2,200 at least covers a loan payment. Make sure that we're not heading backwards. And then hopefully in the next episode, we'll get a real juicy one. Like, I would be up for... We saw one there that was like 46 grand. If we could have tackled that, I wish we could have. And I suppose, why not do something like that in the future? Like, I don't know. There's no one making the rules here. It would just be a massive video lengthwise and file size and all that. But we could just do whatever we want. We would have been able to pay off our loan probably if we finished that. But we'll do something like that maybe down the road, a future episode. It's good to know that those kinds of deliveries are available. So we're only 18 minutes out. I wonder what some of the most expensive jobs that are even possible in this game. Like, I know there's also World of Trucks. I haven't really messed around with that. I mean, it's another thing that way down the road, if we're still digging this series, that I could activate it and mess around with it. I don't really have experience with it. But I was wondering, because with the long distance perk, the last one I think is called Unlimited. Like the one before that goes to 2,200 miles or something, and then the last one is just, there's no limit to how long a delivery could be. So I wonder, you could probably easily get some that are worth over 100 grand. That's crazy. It's so unrealistic, but it's obviously funner gameplay. Lets you actually make some meaningful progress with the way that payouts work in this game. I think I did mess around with a realistic economy mod at one point, and I watched one or two series of guys who are playing them. Oh, it's so punishing. It's just maybe like a masochist. And it still kind of appeals to me. Like, I love the idea of that. Man, what a intense grind, though. I mean, just on the standard economy, it's still going to take us who knows how many episodes to get to some of our first goals. Geomembranes roles. Okay. Membranes, huh? Well, like we said, our motto here at Fierce Freight is to not ask too many questions. By the way, I was kind of drifting away from the mic. I have found that one of the most powerful or impactful ways to change how a mic sounds is just the positioning. Like, as you get closer or further away, the sound quality changes. Or not even sound quality, but just the makeup of it changes a lot. So I'm going to have to figure out kind of the sweet spot. Try to consistently have it in the right spot. A little careful getting out of here. Got lots of room there on our right, though, at least. I'm happy with our mirrors, and I'm happy to get rid of that digital one. Probably should have done it sooner. Okay, it's not a heavy load. No worries there, and I don't think it's not long. I think it's a pretty standard trailer. So no stress here. Just another day at the office. It's only a 2-hour drive. We're heading up to a new city in the northwest corner of Montana. I'm happy with the decision we made here, where prioritizing exploration a little bit more rather than the min-maxing of the jobs. It's a combination of both, where we want certainly lucrative jobs, and that'll be kind of like our main priority at the beginning of an episode, seeing how big of a contract we can get. But in this scenario where we're wrapping up an episode, it's kind of towards the end of it, it was more about just finding the right fit. And I think this is hopefully going to set us up nicely for our next episode, give us lots of options, and take on a long job. Okay, discovering some new roads through here. Ooh, big rail yard on our right there. What's that called when there's a whole game based around it. When you work at a rail yard and you are moving around the cars, like the rail cars. I almost wanted to say spelunking, but it's not that. That's caving. Oh man, it's a unique word, and I can't think of it. I had never thought about that before. That, of course, that's someone's job. All they do is properly manage a rail yard. Doing all the switches and the rails and getting things parked and hooked up and turned around and all that. Okay, take a left here. And I think we've got a pretty smooth shot up to, I don't remember the name of the place anymore, but we'll see road signs that tell us. You know, it wasn't as bad as I thought it might be for the best versions of the engines. What was it? 455 horsepower. And it was right around 20, 21 grand. Whereas just the next step up, which was 425 maybe or something, was 17 grand. So that doesn't make sense if you're thinking about getting one. You just get the big boy. And the gearbox wasn't too bad either. So a 13 speed would bring us certain advantages. Being able to hill traverse and get up to speed, I think it helps your acceleration a bit and stuff. It did have a retarder still. So it would be a pretty somewhat meaningful upgrade, and it was 6,900. Not too bad. But none of the chassis were appealing. I don't think it would make sense to go back to a 6x2. We'd rather have the extra driven axle, even though it had a larger fuel tank. That's nice, of course, but we're not running into that problem too often. The only time we have is because I wasn't paying attention. So we're trying to get better at that, where I'm just preparing a little bit better. So we'll wait and see what some of the next ones are. It looked like there were quite a few unlocks at level 7. And I'm trying to think, I believe we are we approaching 6 or 7? It might be level 7 that we're coming up on. We're not going to get enough from this delivery, I don't believe. Since it's a shorter one, but it will set us up for almost a guaranteed level up in our next episode, I would think. And there was quite a few options that became available then. We're actually having a tough time getting up to speed here. Might be a little bit of elevation that's hard to see, but it's kind of surprising. You know, this feels right for Montana. Kind of like prairies. I saw some logging, certainly a lot of farming. Those are loan installment. It scares me every time that comes out. Like, oh, what kind of fine did we just get? Shouldn't always feel guilty, but we are often speeding, so it's possible. Ooh. That almost became a problem right there. A lot of brown, which makes sense, sort of characteristic of this area. My dog is sniffing the microphone. I don't know if you can hear him. He jumped up onto my lap. Versus when I think of Washington, dense pine forest, lush green. Well, they're kind of known for having rain all the time, right? Like, isn't Seattle, it's kind of like the meme that everyone's depressed because it's never sunny. It's just like always raining or something. I don't know. They get a lot of rain anyway. But makes for beautiful vegetation, beautiful forests. It's got a nice sleeper cabin. Or she's got a nice sleeper cabin. Cool. That gray one looked like a slightly older model, and that white one is a Western Star, I think. Awesome truck. how's this gonna work? Lane's ending. Everyone needs to get in. I'm sorry, buddy. Well, okay. Yeah, that's good. Glad that he was assertive. Only 48 minutes out. Ooh, wow. There's some money in that marina. These are like legit yachts. I missed the name. Is it going to be right here? No, JD Motel. Arts and Crafts. What's the name of the city? Oh, a little ways up there, we've got a photo and a cutscene. That's nice. Mowing his lawn. I did that earlier today. What are these membranes? Some rolls of something. Man, look at our chrome pipe on that thing. Love it. Ah, whoa. Okay. I was going to stop anyway, but I didn't realize this truck in front of me had. And I think the white mud flaps, they stand out more than the black. It's coming together. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of the same brands, like that Gallon Oil. There's a burger joint. There's a few of them that I've noticed a bunch of times. I'm going to have to look at my mods and activate, because I think I like them. Not only the companies that we pick up from, but just all the rest of the world, signs and billboards and all that stuff. I like it to be real world. And I'm pretty sure those were not the ones that were breaking our map. Pretty easy to do some testing, though. I can verify that. And maybe I should have a look through the mod store. It's been a long time since I browsed around. I just have a good pile of them from sort of when I got the game, I guess, that I browsed through and picked some out. But I don't know how long it's been since I actually looked through there. And it wouldn't be so much for getting a whole bunch of trucks added. That's great too. I mean, I'm sure there's some awesome, especially older trucks that are added in as mods, but it's more so I'm curious about quality of life. Maybe I should even check out some graphical mods. I had some before, but I don't know whether it would help the visuals on this or not. Possibly. Ooh, big lake. Yep, here's our photo opportunity. Yacht Club? We already took a photo in this one, didn't we? We're gonna get another one. Oh, but we got some upgrades since then. So what is, Flathead Lake. Okay. Let's see. Maybe something like that with the sailboat off in the distance. Nice. Not that I know how to do sweet photos. I think there's people, of course there is. I mean, always, that like geek out on photo mode and just get the best shots. You tweak all the settings and create some insane, really nice stuff. Okay, we'll do a cutscene here. What do we got? Like a flea market maybe or something? Polson. Flathead Lake. Well, that's not the name of the town that we're headed to, but it's on the way. I wonder if it has to do with flathead. Isn't that a breed of catfish? Looks like they'd be in that lake. I don't know if I've ever seen a biplane like that in real life. Maybe air shows or something? But it's a lovely little town. They're sitting out on the patio there, enjoying a coffee. They've even got their dog with them, a good German Shepherd. There's another dog across the road sitting next to the bench. Pretty nice. Loving that. It's a nice scene to take in near the end of this episode. Back out on the road here, make sure we're out of his way. I like that blue. So we should have this episode out tonight sometime, or this evening. Recording this on Monday after dinner. They end up being pretty big file sizes. I don't know if I've got all that figured out, but I think I found a workable range of the file size, compression type, bit rate, all that stuff. So a video like this will end up being close to 30 gigs, I think. It takes a little while to upload, but it's easy to set it and forget it. Some cows. Solid little family farm. And we're coming into town here, it looks like. Only 7 minutes out. Oh, we've got a question mark. Are we even going to the right place? Where is the job for this? Okay, good. I was worried because we had set up some waypoints. We were going to come check this out. And I was wondering if that was like overriding our actual job that we need to finish. But no, it's kind of just a coincidence. We're going to pull in here, finish it, and then we can bounce right out and check out what this is. I think there's a way to simulate in this game air brakes. There's another YouTube video that I was watching where they were teaching, and it was kind of new to me, that really the order that you should be operating your truck is, what is it, like your retarder, then your engine brake, and I didn't even realize those were two different things, then your standard pedal brake, which is generally air powered, like compressed air based, I think. Okay, do we gotta back in? Yeah, okay. Well, we don't want to go from that angle. Let's go, pull up there. not sure about how confident I am at doing this first try. I wish that I was better or more confident, but we'll see. The turning happens so slow, which is a good thing, but it just means it's you really got to anticipate and allow for the changes in wheel direction. It's so loud, sorry. Ooh, first try. With exterior camera, of course. It's basically cheating, I know. But we at it. Safely delivered. Give us our few shekels. 2,200 bucks. Take it. That was more XP than I was expecting. That's actually quite nice. Okay. Well, we might just call it there. We're gonna want to bounce over, see what this is. I don't know if it's a dealership or it might actually be a garage too. I'm not sure. And what is it? Kalispell? Maybe? That sounds more right. But we'll see if we can get a job out of there. We've got to go undiscovered, I think, too, yet. But we'll do that and then see if we can get a big job out to, who knows, Glasgow, Sydney, Miles City, something like that, or even down into Wyoming. I wouldn't mind doing a full-on big long haul down Cheyenne or something. Who knows? It is a pleasure as always, guys. Really appreciate you stopping in. Look forward to the next one. Take care.